Pretty good.
Form.
Is that for you, Art?
Like that.
You're welcome.
Art?
I also noticed this.
Hello.
So, today's meeting, do we need to an election for the president?
I can issue. Yes.
I'll sit back there.
Okay.
We'll have to fill
I
it.
don't really have a
Well,
sign
we
seat.
have, we
It's
need
usually
to
off.
Do I
get
need to go ahead
10%,
and present this to you
but-
now?
Kind of feels
But
like
should there be
like
someone in
church
this
for other
office?
people,
For
right?
this.
Yeah,
So
you
we're
can
gonna
Thank
get
you, like your family
mess up the
piece.
I think we're held on it, honestly, until we can find out from the city attorney what we legally can.
I'm just gonna set that there.
Thank you.
Does the city attorney know yet?
No.
Well, okay, I knew that he said that to you and me, and I didn't told anyone else. Okay. Well, I was gonna call the meeting to order, but I lied, so hold on a second. I gotta get logged into my email. Thank you. Do you have a printout of the agenda? Because this is taking me a second, and I'd rather us get started. Thank you. It is 4:01, so I'm going to call the meeting to order. Do I need to make an announcement now?
You can say he's not with us.
Okay. Before we move on to the approvals for the first item on the agenda, I just want to let everyone be aware that Tim Ferret has resigned from the board. So it will just be the four of us here tonight. So the first thing on the agenda is approvals. In April, we tabled the March claims, and we were sent those with today or this month. So if anyone wants, I don't remember exactly why they were tabled.
I think it was about the collective bill.
Yeah.
How it was there was more than one put into one category.
Tracy has some information on that.
Okay.
Well, sorry, go ahead.
So the 3 Duke energy bills that I put in the agenda, you can see where they were, should have been 3.
I'm pretty sure there's only 2, at least after they were amended earlier today. I'm pretty sure there are only 2 in there, because there's one from November and one from December.
There should have been an October one also.
Let me,
Well, with the 3, there's a credit, which is why December's was only $668.
my question looking at it today, because like I said, I had forgotten, I couldn't remember why we had tabled it. My question looking at it today was, why, you put those bills on there, but 1, they're enormous, but 2, if they were from November and December, why were they just showing up on our claims in March?
They weren't. Kendra went back and looked through them because the bill was $668, so she had a question why that one was so much lower than the ones in the past.
But even then, that would still be the December bill, right? So why was it just on the March claims?
She was asking in comparison to the March bill to
Oh,
the December bill.
Okay, I see.
I mean, the bill amount, is it in line with last year? Like,
Yes.
outside of it looking crazy because months behind, like on average, are we in line?
Yes, I actually went all the way back from January of 2023 up to December of 2023, and they are consistent, like 7,000, 6,000, 4,000, 5,000, 3,000, 5,000, so
Okay.
it's just a collective bill for all the parks, so it's gonna be a big expense.
Did Duke catch it on their own to make that last bill 600 and something?
We
Or is that only
actually-
when you called it to their attention?
We have to watch the collective bill.
Uh-huh.
This is the one where they just put random addresses or locations, and so I have to be like, I don't know what this is.
Uh-huh.
We've been back and forth with them.
So, and that's, I'm glad you're keeping an eye on them. I was mistaken. There are 3 there, and I
Okay.
apologize.
You're fine.
But the other thing that I did notice is that, they were large bills, like you said, 3,000 and stuff. But the billing account by summary are tiny numbers. How do those numbers add up to 4-digit numbers? Like it says billing summary by account, it has $10.70, $11.12.
So this is
Those
the
are-
one bill for collective billing, this whole packet.
Okay.
This has each location brought out by the amount of that location.
Well, then what is this on the front page where it says billing summary by account and it has small figures?
Those are just the first beginning of the billing.
Oh,
It continues
okay.
on.
Oh,
I
I'm
didn't put
sorry.
the whole packet on.
Well, right, I
That's
understand
like
that.
the first 7 items
I didn't
Yeah.
realize
out of
that.
the.
That's not what it
hundreds.
looked like to me, but that makes sense, sorry.
No, you're fine.
And you guys obviously go through at some point and make sure that all of these are correct charges.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once we're done with talking about the Duke bill, I had a couple other things about the March claims that I wanted to ask about. But I want to know that,
I'm happy with Duke.
are you satisfied, Kendra?
Yeah.
Okay. On the March bills, or March claims, I'm sorry, there are 2 charges for water for, like, within a few days apart.
Are they both for the community center?
Yes.
Okay, remember there's 2 accounts at the community center.
Can we make that clearer in our claims to saying one is
Yes.
upstairs and one's downstairs?
Does one say 6 INFPS? Okay, we will have that
That
added.
is on the current one.
So
I've started
that was
doing it for the
discussed at
current
the
one.
last meeting, and we did discuss that, and so Emily has been adding it from there.
Okay, I apologize. I zoomed in the last meeting and I probably missed that. And then I was looking at the March and April claims, and both of them seem to have the same AED supplies. Like one of them has children's supplies, but both of them have adult supplies.
We had 2 AEDs that had to have 2 batteries replaced. We've got currently have 5 AEDs, and 3 of them are older that we're looking at getting replaced. It's supposed to be a miscellaneous business, but actually the Board of Health is actually kicking in and purchasing the new AEDs for the Parks Department through a grant.
Nice.
So those will take place of the 3 that are old that we no longer will use.
Okay. Okay, I have it, since we were looking at March, and I went through April, and I was like, that's the same thing we already saw, so I was confused. So, anybody have any motions on the March claims?
I'll make motion to accept the March claims as presented.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor of approving the March claims, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. I will need another one of these for March, because this will just cover April. So I'll need one of these so we can sign off for March.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I can do that.
Okay, so moving on to the April minutes.
I'll make a motion that we accept the March minutes as presented.
The April minutes.
March.
We didn't table the March
Oh,
minutes.
sorry, I'm in May. Yes, April.
Okay.
When?
I'm reading,
November, December? I'll second.
Okay, thank you. Before we take a vote, I would just like to, we don't need to correct it in these minutes, but I would like to request that in future minutes, when we discuss in the part where the reservation requests at the bottom, that they say what the event is, because the dates and times were there, but we don't know what the event was, and so I think that would be appropriate to have in the minutes. So all in favor of approving the April minutes as presented, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, so now we can do the April claims.
So I know that we had some discussion last time about like the payments hadn't came in yet. So I just want to make sure that we're on par to notice. We had a big spend out of these accounts for the lighting project, and we're down January through April 16% in income. So I just want to make sure that we're keeping track of that not coming in, or it's not either been posted yet. I'm not sure which it is, but just want to make sure that we're aware of that.
I was looking at the April claims. I was curious, do we all have, is this an annual thing that we give money to the Seymour Swimming Club?
Yes.
Okay. I figured it was, but I didn't remember it. And why do we have an Amazon Prime account?
That's where we get products for events or.
Oh, so free shipping and
office,
stuff.
yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering, and I hadn't remembered seeing that on there before.
I think it's an annual charge, Mark, coming from a friend.
Any other questions or comments about the April claims?
I'll make a motion to approve the April claims.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor of approving the April claims as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so the April claims have been approved. Moving on to the 2211 and 25039 balances.
I guess I just have the question of, were we expecting our numbers to be down this year, or we just had less tournaments, or what do we have, like, did our percentage change? Do we just know why?
We're on the same track as far as tournaments. Tournaments actually started earlier this year. I think we've had one cancellation due to weather. As far as the expenses, the 2211, the biggest expense we have is paying for that's where all the Eclipse money went. So we had to do payout for that. So that was out of that $18,000, $16,000 of that was for the Eclipse as far as payout for 2211. The rest was all programming with 2100, or as far as income, 2100 came in for the Seymour Swing, 1500 for the banners, and 1630 for programming. So tournament fund is a little bit different, and I'll explain that shortly.
That's where my question is.
Tournament fund?
Yeah.
Expenses on that.
I'm in the income.
The income, ball tournaments, $8,850, and Latino soccer tournaments, $1,500, and Seymour Youth League of the $2,285. That's our income for the 506, or 2503-9.
Where do you see the numbers? Do you see the numbers he just read? Yeah. Are they on here?
No, we break
Oh,
those down
you're just
for when
telling
you
us.
guys ask.
Oh, well, that's so
just
nice of you.
Yeah.
We've conditioned you to be prepared.
Yeah.
So based on January through April, over 23, based on the numbers that we have, I show we're down 16% for our tournament funds. So I just want to make sure that.
Have they all paid, Tracy?
There's a bill currently, but it was just this past weekend. It hasn't been paid.
And I don't know what else, if there's something else that the timing of soccer or, some other something that happened in between there. I just want to make sure that we're keeping an eye on it, because I know that we count on that money to pay for other things. I'll make a motion that we accept the April balances for the 2211 and 25039.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor of approving the 2211 and the 25039 balances as presented, say aye.
Aye. And you said we've had one weather
Did you vote?
cancellation?
You did.
Oh. Any
Yes, Skipper.
opposed? Okay, fund balances have been approved. I'm sorry, what did you ask?
I asked if, he said one weather cancellation return, okay.
Okay, so we can move on to updates.
Kiddie pool area. Be our first on the agenda. As the 1st of May, Burgess Sewer and Drain has completed their portion of the kiddie pool with the aside of installing the fixtures. Once we start filling the pool, we'll actually run some water through the new piping to get all the debris and items cleaned out of the pipes before we actually set the fixtures on. So but it is scheduled to be open, same time the pool does on May 25th.
Good.
Next item, the West Side Park splash pad. Majority of the plumbing is done. Met with the electricians today. They will actually go over and start bonding, what they call electrical bonding, the splash pad area. That will start tomorrow. Looking to start pouring concrete Wednesday or Thursday of this week.
Exciting.
With that, we're also planning go right into the next one, IDOH ribbon cutting for playgrounds. We're planning a ribbon cutting June 18th, 2024 at 2 p.m. at West Side Park. This will be for all the IDOH playgrounds that were installed. So Casting, Freeman, Geyser, and West Side, as well as a splash pad. State will be there through IDOH, Indiana Department of Health. All of our donors, sponsors, things like that will also be there. So if anyone would like to attend that,
Chad,
FOP,
what's the date again?
June 18th at 2 p.m. Last month or so, we approved the Blue Star Memorial Highway marker to be moved from out off of Highway 50 back into town by Crossroads Park. DPW actually redid the signage on it, and sign looks really nice. The group left a great thank you note and thanked each department for helping make this happen. They will plan on coming in and doing some little flowers or something like that down around the bottom of it to spruce up the landscaping curb appeal a little bit. So that's the update on that. CPO course results. You all know that Carrie, myself, and Rick Phillips attended a CPO training, which is Certified Pool Operator. Probably one of the hardest trainings I've ever sat in for myself. It was a 3-hour test, 50 questions. They give you 3 hours to take it. I completed it in 2 hours and 45 minutes, and make a long story short, we all 3 passed. So
Good job.
we now have 3 certified pool operators on staff.
And it looks like that I was looking at your certificate that lasts 5 years.
5 years. Next up, batting cages at Freeman. Actually, Ohio Valley Sports has stepped up and partnered with us as a department and has purchased 2 new batting cages in the amount of $7,038 that will be installed at Freeman. They basically purchased the material, and the Parks Department will install them. So we'll have 2 batting cages at Freeman now.
So total in the city, 2 at Casting.
2
2
at
at
Casting,
Freeman.
2 at Freeman, and 2 at Shields.
Oh, there's 2 at Shields, okay.
ADA policy for the 5310 bus grant. This was something that was done back in 2023. However, when we did our review with NDOT, the actual sign-off paper to where we approved the ADA basically for the public transit for our city bus, was not filled out. So talked with Monica. We've got a form here that has to be signed off and uploaded onto Black Cat in order to make us compliant for our 5310 bus grant,
What bus does that cover? The one that we took on the field trip?
the community center bus.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's any questions on updates? incidents. West Side and Geyser, during the pour and play installation, we actually had some vandalism on what they call the resin pour, which is the initial sub base of the actual pour and play system. People were walking in it while it was still wet, drawing names, drawing pictures, what have you. So,
We talked about this last time, right? This isn't another incident,
correct.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
And so when they came in to do the actual pour and play, which is the fall protection on it, that crew actually worked with us and was able to repair everything at no additional charge. So just to keep everybody informed, it is up and running and all 4 playgrounds are totally complete.
Can I ask you one thing about that real quick? So like specifically at Casting, that's the one that I was at last week, the area that surrounds the shelter house that covers the playground, just I think from normal construction, there's like all the grass is gone and like great big rocks, so like you watch all these little kids like dodge at a minefield. Is there like do we have any plan to go back in?
So so right now outside of Casting especially, there is what they call it's basically a netting over the grass. So until we go in and actually take that netting off, it's kind of hard to get the rocks and stuff that's came up since they put the soil back in. So once we pull that netting to where we can actually mow it really good, we'll go through before we mow it and spruce it all up. Program league updates. Allie, you got?
Yep. Our spring mixology class was this past Saturday at Brewski's downtown. It was really good turnout. Next up, we have the Sips and Succulents. That is this Wednesday at the Community Center. Ryan Stuckwish from Stuckwish Farms will be explaining how to take care of the succulents, and everyone will get a succulent and a planter. We will have Lola's Modern Kitchen catering our food, and we will have mocktails that are going to be provided. Men's summer softball games begin on May 15th. Currently, we have 5 teams signed up for that.
Ooh.
Yes, women's and co-ed summer volleyball games will begin June 2nd, and we have 32 teams signed up so far.
Teams of 4?
Huh.
Are those teams of 4? The
6.
volleyball?
6.
32 teams of 6?
2 leagues still?
Only one that's excited. Oh, that's
I
exciting.
have A League, B League, and co-ed. So we'll have upper A, lower A, upper B, lower B, and co-ed. So basically 5 leagues.
Awesome.
And then lastly, we have our new event, the Strawberry Moon 5K, and that will be on June 21st at Freeman Field. We have open registration currently, and then that night we will have registration at 9 p.m. until 10. The race will actually start at 10 p.m.
Is this on the 5K track or is it on the concrete?
It's going to be on the 5K
5K.
track.
Okay, reservation requests, we have none. Is that still current, Emily?
Yes.
Miscellaneous business. Had a citizen reach out about the handicap accessibility at Freeman Field. There was actually 2 items. We've already fixed one. One was the handicap accessibility from the parking lot to the playground. Gerald Hubbard's trades class from the Seymour High School has actually completed that. Her next one was that her son and family also plays travel ball, and to get back to fields 4 and 5 at Freeman is a little bit rough considering that she's in a wheelchair. But she just wanted to know if there was any future plans of making that accessible from the parking lot. So that's something that we, as a department, need to consider sometime in the future, taking a look at that.
So when we originally created that walkway behind the baseball that had that kind of like crushed mill, is that something that you can just go through and
You're
put
talking about
that
the ag
all
lime?
over?
Referring to ag lime?
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
The
It was
it's
like,
crushed up black stuff, right? Like
this was
asphalt.
not black. It was like rocks. It was dusty whenever it
That's
got
just
dry.
rock with ag lime in it. That's good unless it's a torrential downpour. It gets very, very, very soft. But I could look into maybe
Even if
contact
we don't have
Soils
the funds
Plus
to
or
pave
something.
it or whatever, it would still be an olive branch to be able to try it.
It would have to have a base
I
put
mean,
in
I'm guessing
anyway. So,
somebody in a wheelchair is not going to go out there if they know it's going to rain anyway, though,
Right.
right?
so yeah, that's something we could look at.
Sounds like a kid's plan. You know what I mean?
What'd you say?
Depends on if our kids playing,
Yeah.
you know?
We can at least put it on our radar to think
Yeah.
about. Okay.
Meals on Wheels, we held an event held at Crossroads Park. You guys approved. They basically sent us a thank you card. It's blessed are the givers. What a kind and wonderful supported thing you have done in allowing us to use Crossroads Park at no charge. We so appreciate for you all, and they all signed it. So I thought that was pretty kind of them to.
That's great.
Jackson County Business Center grant. I applied for a Business Center grant for our lighting project. I could go on about it, but basically we all know what we're going to be spending on it, but it was a $20,000 grant, and we was awarded that grant from the Visitor Center. So that'll be $20,000 to go towards our lighting project. 107 Club, Allie, you want to cover that?
Yeah. Jenny Wheeler is the president of the 107 Club, and they are asking if they can come and do a bake sale during, I guess, business hours. And we wanted to bring that to you to make sure, see how you felt about that. So, like, we would still be operating like normal, like our normal day-to-day on that Friday, but we didn't know with money coming in and how you guys felt about that.
It's basically a fundraiser for the 107 Club.
I don't know what 107
I don't
Club is.
either.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
So they are, I think it's either 50 and older or 55 and older. They've done this for years. They meet once a month. It's either I think it's the second Saturday of every month at the community center. They play bingo. It's kind of like the regular people that come to the community center. They just have their own club.
So
that
we
they
used to be
all-
known as the Senior Center. Now we are the Community Center. So they formed their own club so they can still meet solely just the seniors together to where
And they've
now
always
we
had,
allow
they've,
anyone
So
to
the
come
senior-
in.
they've had that club for
The
years.
senior people want to have a
bake
bake
sale.
sale
Bake
during
sale.
senior times. The other people could go in and buy something if they wanted to, but available for them.
Yes, but the funds will be going to their,
For the 107.
I don't see
Yeah.
any problem with that.
Are they,
think it's
well,
lovely.
is this, the 107 Club, is this a 501c3?
They're a nonprofit.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Do we need a motion to approve this? Or we just say
I
it's
would
fine?
say we probably do.
I'll make a motion to approve the 107 Club bake sale.
I'll second.
All in favor of allowing the 107 Club to have a bake sale at the community center, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Do we have a date on that?
No, I just wanted to get it approved
Approval.
first, and then I know I think she's wanted to do it on a Friday.
Okay. Is that the last
That's it.
miscellaneous business? I would entertain a motion to adjourn, unless there's more miscellaneous business.
I don't have anything. I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor of adjourning, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, we will see you June 10th at 4 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you.